Here's my audience.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle and I'm here to talk to you about a major issue. So we've all been driving down to campus, already running late, and just bounced our entire car off a giant pothole. We should be used to this by now because most of Ohio's roads are, well, terrible. There's also the issue of underfunded schools and universities. Because again, we've all met some ignorant high school kid who used their attitude to cover up their intellectual shortcomings. That's all the proof that I need. So these issues are both due to funding. Well, with the legalization of just one aspect, we can raise the money we so greatly need. What is this aspect, you say? Institutionalized legal prostitution. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I know some of you may feel strongly about this, but hear me out. I'm not talking about streetwalkers on every busy corner. I'm talking about established places for this to be designated. The issue is, we need money, and we also, as always, need jobs. This legalization could bring that. This could be the answer that we've been looking for so long. This would be just another sin tax, just as those put on alcohol and tobacco products. According to the Merriam-Webster online dictionary, a sin tax is a tax on substances or activities considered sinful or harmful. We have these types of taxes on things in society, so its use for prostitution is no different than its use for alcohol. Which, on a side note, as most of you know, the United States went through a period of prohibition in the early 20th century, and many still indulge in alcoholic beverages. The business just went underground, making it more dangerous than originally. Prostitution works the same way. It could remain illegal and become even more dangerous than it already is for those who participate. Or it can be legalized and regulated to make it safer, along with making it beneficial for everyone. The topic of prostitution is not a new one. Prostitution is referred to in the Harvard Crimson with the phrasing, "Politics is the oldest profession after prostitution." So we know it's been around for quite some time. Going along with the legalization of prostitution, normally other criminal acts curtail this, including violence, drug use, rape, even human trafficking. With institutionalized prostitution, these issues, along with others, can be prevented. Therefore, the overall crime rates will go down. In Canada, for example, the Statistics Canada website reports, overall, the rate of sexual assault declined in 2011, down 3% from the previous year. While the three types of sexual assault decreased. Aggravated sexual assault, which is the highest level, saw the greatest decline by 23%. Prostitution is legal in Canada, and its crime rate has continually been decreasing. So why is it that we can't legalize and regulate it here? Due to this being institutional prostitution, all actions will happen in a controlled environment, with security and safety procedures to keep everyone involved protected. Things such as security guards or bouncers will be positioned throughout the building, along with a full security system. With places such as these brothels, security will be nearly as tight as any airport. These brothels will be where most of the jobs will stem from. Jobs include not only security, but on-site doctors, housekeepers, cooks, bartenders, cleaners, managerial staff, and of course, those who will be working with clients. Speaking of the specific workers that will be partaking in the sex, this new industry will not discriminate in those who want to participate as long as they're of legal age, meaning age 18. Any person of any gender or sexuality can be a worker as long as they can pass regular drug and medical tests. No person will be forced to work in these establishments, nor will any be allowed to work if they do not fit the standards set out. This set of standards will be established with the worker before they are even hired. Medical exams, drug tests, and backgrounds will all be done before hiring. Upon being hired, the worker will have frequent drug tests and will be examined medically after each client they interact with, because we'd rather be safe than sorry. This is the line of work you don't take chances in. All workers will be kept in pristine medical condition so that no issues can even arise. If it so happens that there is any issue, legal or personal, there will still be staff members that will take care of the situation. This establishment's workers, will have the ability to form labor unions if they so choose, and will be allotted medical benefits and have the ability to invest in their retirement. Overall, the brothel establishment will work just as any other state tax business does, with more regulation. Another point is the fact that most people would not want their personal lives to be instigated by their government. Most Americans feel that the government's already too far invested in the citizens' personal lives and agree that what two consenting adults do behind closed doors is their own business. A good statement I found was from Salon Media Group, and it states, "Arguments regarding sexual rights and privacy won out in the landmark Supreme Court ruling, Lawrence v. Texas, in which state sodomy laws were declared unconstitutional." So now that I've proven my case, what is it that you can do? As a citizen, you can go out and campaign for this cause, and when it comes to vote, you can vote in agreement with it. I've gone through and proven that institutional prostitution is nothing but a new twist on an old way of doing things. To put it into perspective, a pop culture reference in the 1990 movie Pretty Woman is definitely the best way to put it. The movie presents how prostitution was looked at in different points of view. It also puts a face to the countless women that work the streets, but what you may not know was the original script of the movie. From the Turner Classic Movie website, the original script was actually named 3000 and was a much darker version than the one we all know and love. Julia Roberts' character Vivian was actually a drug-addicted prostitute, and Richard Gere was quoted as actually a foul-mouthed, ill-tempered, bad-humored, very wealthy, handsome, but horrible man, referring to his character. Again, not the character we all fell in love with while watching. Nevertheless, little tidbits of the original were incorporated in the infamous rom-com classic. With my poster, I have different slogans that were brought in by some of the sex workers in not only the U.S. but in other countries as well, including this one that banned street workers, this one that has legalized prostitution doesn't blame the women, it blames the laws that come from it. There were ones from the most recent protests regarding sex workers' rights and how decriminalization of prostitution should be going now. We also have a section from the UN that talks about how the UN has advised countries with illegal prostitution to legalize it for economic benefit, along with a map that shows all the different countries and their stand on prostitution. Here we have the number of prostitution arrests by gender in specific areas of North Carolina, ranging from 2005 to 2010. And here is another graph that talks about each country individually, including the U.S., and how their opinions of prostitution have changed with time. Down here, obviously, the cover for Pretty Woman, and another more comical picture. It says, "Help the economy, legalize prostitution." Now, what I want to do is thank my audience for listening with an open mind, because I know that this is a very controversial topic for some people, so I want to say thank you.